Hey guys, it's Superior and welcome to PHP tutorial number 5. In the last tutorial we looked at defining variables with our own types as opposed to predefined values. Sorry, not our own types, our own values as opposed to predefined values. And the type we used in that was strings. And in this tutorial we're just going to be looking at concatenating strings. So what is concatenation? It's a pretty big word, and probably doesn't make sense to a lot of you out there. So concatenation is basically addition for strings, whereby characters are added to the end of a string, and we basically perform concatenation by using the concatenation operator, which is the period or full stop. So in this script, I've basically defined two variables, one called first name with a value of Chris, and the second called last name with a value of Fenton. And then I define a new variable called full name and assign it a value of first name, and then I use the concatenating operator to add a space, and then I use the concatenating operator one last time to add the last name. So basically that's how we do concatenation. And so if we look at doing, sorry, I'm mixing words again. Basically what's happening here is the same thing as if we just did this. But in this case it's better because what we can do is we can, if we had, say, a form or something, and we had separate inputs for the user's first name and last name, we could retrieve values. We could say retrieve val from form 1 or something, and then this isn't actually proper PHP code. This is like pseudo code, which isn't like real code, but it's close to real code. So basically, if we had a form and we were retrieving the first name from form 1 and the second name, the last name, from form 2, we could then form their full name by concatenating the first name plus a space and then concatenating onto that the last name. Okay, so that's basically how that works. I'm just going to change these back so the PHP code works. Okay, there we go. And notice I've used double quotes here. The reason I'm using double quotes to define these strings is purely because I prefer double quotes to single quotes. You can use single quotes if you want. Oh, and also here, you don't have to use single quotes, you can use double quotes like that. Single quotes probably looks a bit more elegant, and also double quotes are kind of going out of fashion in English, really. I mean, it's more common now to use single quotes to quotate stuff as opposed to double quotes, but it's whatever takes your preference, really, seriously, so don't worry about it. Anyway, let's take a look at the output we get from this. So, actually, before we take a look at the output, let's look at what we're doing. The first thing I'm doing is I'm printing out full name, and I'm printing it outside of double quotes just because you don't really need to put this inside double quotes because we're just outputting the variable. We're not like formatting it or anything. And so I output full name, and then I output 2 line breaks, and then here I do the concatenation in the print statement as opposed to outputting full name, where all the concatenation was done when we assigned to the variable full name. Okay, and I just wanted to do this so I could demonstrate that you can do concatenation pretty much anywhere. So it works in print statements and of course echo statements, which is the same thing, and it works in assigning values and stuff and all that. And if we just go in here, we can see the two things we get is Chris Fenton, and then 2 line breaks and exactly the same Chris Fenton. It works either way. This way you're just storing it in a variable, so you don't have to do this every time you want to print out the full name. Okay, so that's a very quick tutorial on concatenation. In the next tutorial we will be looking at number types inside variables. Anyways guys, over and out.